Good morning, everybody. It's Serafina, and I'm here with your daily tarot and astro insight. So, to be very honest, today I contemplated not making a video out of respect and silence for what is happening in the Ukraine and in other parts of the world. However, after meditating on it, I decided that I'm going to make these videos because it's important for us to be able to continue with our lives and to continue with our daily work, to continue to find joy and happiness and pleasure in our lives despite everything that's happening outside. The truth is that war has existed ever since, I don't know, thousands of years now. It's something that is unfortunately natural to the human species. And I think it's important to be able to rise above all of that's happening and kind of see it as cyclical patterns and to recognize that it's part of our nature to be like this, for now at least. But it doesn't mean that we can't feel disheartened or angry or just sad at the situation of the world. And personally, I found that that was one of my major lessons documenting war and documenting genocide, that these atrocities are still going to continue to happen and have happened for thousands of years. And the important thing is to not identify with them so much and to still continue to be beacons of light, to continue to be love, to be light, despite everything that's happening. So with that comes the message of humility, of being able to recognize, yes, there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of suffering that happens every single day, yet we can't be consumed with it or else we wouldn't be able to continue with our life. So my heart goes out to everybody who is suffering today in any way. So moving on to the astrology, the moon is in Capricorn right now, which means that it's going to travel through Capricorn for a couple days, then Aquarius, and then it's going to enter into the new moon in Pisces. And the new moon in Pisces is particularly important because it's the last new moon of the astrological year. And it's all about surrendering. It's all about unconditional love. It's all about us being able to be in transient spaces. So I invite you to start reflecting on where we can surrender a little bit. Surrender perhaps need for control, surrender paradigms or ideas that we have about life or about ourselves. So let's pick some tarot cards. Beloved Spirit of the universe that loves us unconditionally, what loving guidance is there for the collective today? We have the Page of Wands. What further guidance is there for the collective today? Well, we have the Ace of Pentacles. What further guidance is there for the collective today? We have the Magician. I'm going to pull one more card to kind of get a feel for what this is. What loving guidance is there for the collective today? Well, we have flexibility. Willow Spirit. Beautiful. Okay, so the Page of Wands is a card of us having certain enthusiasm. The wands represent fire, right? So us being able to, and also look, he has the pyramids. I interpret them as the pyramids of Egypt here. So it's, and these leaves in the tarot represent fertility, right? So we have somebody who is still learning how to harness creative power, harness sexual power, harness fire, basically, in a way. So I feel like he's crafting his shaft here right now. And we can see the leaves which are already sprouting with certain elements of fertility and ideas. So maybe some of us are coming up with some ideas of how we can refine our crafts, how we can put certain things out there. He's looking at it with a way of just like, yeah, it's like it's a craftsmanship, I feel. And it's complemented by the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles, well, any ace usually in the Rider Waite is a hand from divinity coming to give a gift, right? And if we can see, there's an abundant garden going on here and mountains there. If I'm not mistaken, those could be lilies. So the Ace of Pentacles speaks of like a new foundation, a new start to something. Could be on the material realm, could be that we're receiving some money, could be that we are starting off a new project of something regarding our financial success. It could be a new home, it could be anything around there. So I feel like some of us are receiving ideas, some of us are receiving gifts, and are we open up to those gifts? Then we have the Magician. The Magician, is a channel for universal energy. There's also a lot of abundance around the Magician. And another way of interpreting the Magician is us learning where the boundaries of our power are, right? So Magician reverse could mean somebody who is being manipulative. So it is us kind of like exploring, allowing the world to kind of be our oyster, to be able to explore how far we can, influence things around us. So, and then we have flexibility to complement these cards. So I feel that the guidance for today is, how can we focus on our own things that we're crafting, our own passions, our own, or something at home that's being called for to be cultivated? Because this is where the true work lies. And putting it into the greater context, like, it's really easy to feel overwhelmed by everything that's happening outside, but allowing ourselves to be flexible, kind of like with the willow tree, how it just goes swaying. We're able to come up with new ideas, to come up with new blessings of ways of generating more abundance for us. As I said, this is like the hand of divinity coming to help us. So are we able to receive the gifts that the universe has for us, while still focusing on certain crafts that we have? And I'm also receiving the message of like, we don't have to be perfect at everything we do, right? This Page of Wands is definitely not the Queen or the King of Wands, who are already sitting in their own mastery. So today we may be asked to be a little bit more flexible with our approach towards things, and know that it's going to take time to develop things, but this is also calling for spring. There are new things sprouting in our lives, certain seeds that we've planted some months ago. So the importance of being able to tend to these seeds, and also like not putting them out too soon. Maybe we need to be able to protect these seedlings a little bit from other people's ideas, from other people's influences. So definitely there's a symbol of us wanting to continue forward creatively towards something with a lot of enthusiasm, passion, and dynamism. And it is something that perhaps we've been receiving intuitive hits about, something that we want to continue forward with, helping somebody else or receiving help from divinity. And with that, being able to explore the boundaries of our own internal power of how to continue on this voyage. Because the card after the Magician is the Empress. It's a High Priestess. And the High Priestess is one who already kind of like starts to channel. She's already in her full power, of being able to receive messages and dance between the dualities. So the Magician still hasn't reached that state yet. He's kind of like, I'm kind of seeing him like a child who's still playing with his magical powers, right? So yeah, to complement these, I would like to pick a card from this deck. It's called the Anubis Oracle deck. Here it is. Dear beloved spirit of the universe, what loving guidance is there for the collective today? We have sacred purpose with Ta, Nut, Geb, and Anubis. Sacred purpose. So actually this is beautiful because Nut is known as the goddess that kind of like gave life to the rest of the pantheon of the Egyptian gods and goddesses. So she's kind of like the night sky, or just the sky in general that gives life, right? Ta is one of the main ones of helping like manifest through sound, through oracle, through divination. Anubis is the keeper of the underworlds. So I feel that there's like a lot of holding, a lot of guidance, and it does say sacred purpose. So let's see what this card speaks about. Ptah speaks form. His intelligent heart and reality is created. Anubis is the fully awakened shaman priest, enters a sacred garden through the portal created by the divine parents, the overarching sky goddess Nut, and the rich green and fertile earth god Geb. Thoth is also present as a rainbow serpent who offers the fruit of wisdom and eternal life from the ancient tree. As you focus on these images on the card, perceive your current life situations with an open-hearted wisdom of the shaman priest Anubis, so that what is being birthed or created through your words, activities, and everyday story can have a greater potential for completion and wholeness. Beautiful. So yeah, I feel that whatever it is that they're asking us to be flexible about, whatever it is that we're crafting, that there's new seedlings coming out regarding our financial abundance, regarding our standing in our place, regarding us just building something in general, has to do with our sacred purpose, has to do with what we're here, what we're forging, what we're doing. And there's a lot of abundance, right? We started off with a couple of leaves. We headed into a garden of abundance, and then we have somebody who's just like surrounded by the garden, actually using all the instruments they have, and they were able to do that with certain elements of flexibility. So are we holding on to an idea of how we thought something should work out, of how we want something to be, to be done? Let's be a little bit more flexible. Let's allow space for, life and magic to weave into us and kind of show us like, no, maybe there's a different approach that we can take towards things, because we are being divinely guided. We have our guides around us. We have, Mother Sky, Anubis, who is, basically an alchemical shaman, right? Geb, who is all about fertility and abundance. We have the lotus flowers here. And Ptah, who speaks things into existence through the importance of word and resonance and vibration. So yeah, I'm feeling called to even pick one more card today, because I've been looking at this oracle deck, and it's the oracle deck of Ganesha. So, beloved Ganesha. Ganesha for me always represents a lot of the root chakra, and so I feel that for us to be able to receive, this is also very root chakra, for us to be able to create magic, to play with our manipulative forces. And manipulative is not always negative, and maybe you find our sacred purpose. We have to be grounded, right? So beloved Ganesha, what loving guidance is there for the collective today? We have a revelation. Wow, with all this purple going on. So I feel that, we're going to have a revelation, but first we need to work on things. We need to be flexible. And it's regarding something regarding us here on the 3D realm, and learning to use our tools, but mostly just like seeing where the boundaries of our power is. Regarding our sacred purpose, we're going to have a revelation come through. We're going to have an epiphany. We're going to have something that's going to come to us which we had not perceived before. So thank you for tuning in. I hope that this was useful for you, and I'll be back here tomorrow. Bye.